So you're thinking of moving and living in Jacksonville, Florida? Well, boy, do I have an amazing home to show you today to kind of showcase just why people choose to live here. It has an amazing feature that you very rarely see. So let's go ahead and get right into it right now to show you that, as well as everything else on this beautiful model home. So first thing, as we come into this amazing floor plan, is you'll notice that the builder gave us a really nice, open, large porch here. So that's the thing about living in Jacksonville, is it's all about being outside. It's all about having that ability to have different spaces to entertain or just be able to hang out in. So having a big open porch like this is a nice feature. I also love how they did the double doors here with the French doors. Not something you see all the time. I can tell you, when it comes to moving and moving stuff in and out, it's great to have that, to be able to move big furniture in and out. And then also do keep in mind, we do have the hardy board siding all throughout, which they did in more of a blue to match the doors. Now, as we come in, right away you're gonna notice we have these expansive, high ceilings. These are gonna be your 20-foot tall ceilings due to how this floor plan was done. Plenty of natural light, and then the stairs have this nice open railing, which definitely gives it a very elegant look. Really gives you a feel of just what you can do with this builder if you wanted something like that and you wanted to build from the ground up. Or they sometimes also have ones like that ready to go. Just reach out to me to learn more about that. Now, behind me is the living room and the kitchen. Before we get there, let's go and check out what's over to my right now. Over here though, what we're gonna have here now, keep in mind this is their sales center that they use. So they're gonna have this printer here, not gonna be something you're gonna have in your house. But it does give you an idea that there's enough space here that you could do some different things with it. If you want to do more of like a small little mud room here, obviously they do have the additional storage up top to hang your bags, your hats, your coats, or the case may be. And then we have our first bedroom and bathroom down here, which is great if you have someone who's older staying with you. It could be a mother-in-law, father-in-law, whatever the case may be. But it does give you this downstairs walk-in shower. A couple things I want to highlight: they did the tile up to the ceiling, which I absolutely love. And it's a step down into there to keep all the water in to go with that seamless glass enclosure. It also acts as your bathroom for guests, and with it being tucked away, it kind of gives them a space to kind of get away too while they're using the bathroom, so they're not right next to the living room. And then you have your first bedroom as well, which again, it's a great space for more like a mother-in-law or maybe a more adult teenager, or maybe even a nursery if you want to have the baby on the first floor. Just depends on what you're looking for. But in here, you'll see it's a pretty good size. We do have our full-size bed. It might be a queen, but it looks like a full-size bed in here with the end tables as well, or nightstands. And we even have a small chair here in here to kind of show you that there is a pretty good size amount of space in here if you needed it. Then we do have our single window for some natural light. And then with the closet is your standard size closet, but I do love the fact that the builder on this did the sliding doors. It's just a much nicer look to have that than the bifolds, and something that doesn't necessarily cost a ton, but goes a long way when it comes to normal wear and tear in a house and not having to deal with as much as while you're living in the house. So I do love to have that with the closets of any house, any builder here in Florida. We also do have some storage underneath the stairwell. Again, this is their model that they work out of, so they do have some promotional materials. And again, the builder, we will go over who they are throughout this video. Now you'll see some signs of it as well. But just something to take into account, that is why there's so much stuff in there, but it gives you an idea of just how much you can fit in there. But now let's go ahead and check out that living room and kitchen, which you're gonna be amazed what they did with it. As you can see, when you get back here, it opens up on you. It's a very good sized space. I mean, you have couch here. You could easily have a love seat or whatnot here as well. They have more of just like more of a sitting area, but you could do a little bit something nicer with a back, like a love seat. But then you also have some chairs over here, and really it's a great size. One thing that I would have loved to have seen, and I get something that's not possible, is a tray ceiling in here. A tray ceiling here would have kind of given us a little more height in this living room, something that I love to see. If you know me, you know me, I love my trays. But keep in mind, with a 2-story house like this, sometimes it's not feasible, and as far as from an engineering standpoint, to do that due to the amount of height you need upstairs as well. Then we come to our living room, or our kitchen. Sorry about that. So for the kitchen, a couple things I love they did here. You do have a nice size island with quartz countertops. You have a nice oversized farm sink, metal farm sink here. And then also, you have your Whirlpool appliances with your fridge, your microwave oven combo here. Again, all Whirlpool. You do have your pantry here as well. So pretty good size there. But honestly, one of the cool things that I like is the two-tone cabinets. Now, depending on the house, depending on the floor plan, depending on the way the kitchen's laid out, I don't always love two-tone cabinets. But in this case, I think they did a great job with the tones that they chose, because they went with more of a royal blue here, and they finished it off with a hardy board, or not a hardy board, a siding, a wood siding against it to give it more of a design element. And then they went with more of a gray for the outer cabinets to kind of change up the look of it. Obviously, the hardware stayed the same across, but the cabinet color changed. And then we do also have our gas stovetop. So being the fact that we are in a gas community, which we will tell you more about the community throughout this video, it's one of the few gas communities here in Northeast Florida, here in Jacksonville. And it's one of those things that there's a huge benefit to be able to have gas already piped into your house, because again, a lot of neighborhoods here, you have to either do a tank on site or you have to just deal with electric, which may not be to your liking. So if you want to know the full list of all the gas communities here in Jacksonville, you got to reach out to me with a call, text, email, because I can get you those answers ASAP. Then over here at the dining room, one thing I like that they did here that really helps make it feel more expansive, helps it feel more light and bright, is they actually did a little bit of a kick out with the wall here. So it's not just that you're square, rounded off area here. They actually did a little bit of a bay window kind of setup here. And they did the windows all the way across. So you get tons of natural light here. It's one of those things that if you like to have friends or family over, it's a great space to be able to just hang out. If you back into the preserve like this house does, to have that preserve in the background, really just feels tranquil. And it's one of those things that with the size space, you can easily fit quite a few people here. This is a 6-seater table, but to be honest, you could probably make it an 8-seater table and still feel like it's just as open as it is right this second. So I do love seeing that as well. So I mean, all in all, it's an amazing kitchen, living room setup. Everything is so wide open. One of those things that we love to see here in Northeast Florida. We like things more open for the most part, but there is still more to see. So now let's go ahead and go upstairs so you can see what's up there, including the primary bedroom with a feature that you're gonna be dying to see. So up here, again, because of those high ceilings when we first came up, you're gonna feel like it's a very open space as well. And they did a great job of extending some of the ceiling height that we saw downstairs, upstairs as well. Because sometimes you get to these floor plans and you kind of get to a position where, realistically the upstairs, the height's so low that you feel a little claustrophobic. Well, with this floor plan, with this builder, you don't get that at all. So right away, we do have our loft up here, and this loft has that tray ceiling I was telling you about. Now, just for a second, just picture and imagine how cool that would have been in the living room as well. Now, again, something against the builder. Certain floor plans allow it, certain don't. But I do like my lofts or my trays, and it's for reasons just like this. In addition, you do have plenty of recessed lighting, which also does go a long way to go with all of your natural light with the windows as well. So this could be a great space though for for you to use more on a day-to-day basis. It could be a great space for your kids to be able to have their friends over, to kind of get away from downstairs while you're downstairs. So definitely good use for that as well. And then we also have our laundry room right off of it. So this laundry room, it's very traditional laundry room. It's not going to be the largest space you have, but I do like that the builder did the cabinetry up top. Most likely is an upgrade, but something you can do with them. And it does go a long ways, definitely does make a difference in my opinion. And then you have your standard washer dryer combo. And with the fact that this is a gas community, you do have the ability to do a gas dryer or an electric dryer. It really just comes down to your preference. Now, I will tell you that in general, I tend to see more electric than gas when it comes to the dryers. But overall, it's just more of a preference thing. And a lot of it has to do too with, what tends to give you, more time before having any issues. Surprisingly, it might be gas, even though people do electric more so. Then over here, we have our guest bathroom upstairs. This bathroom is gonna have your double vanity, and it's gonna have a separation of your vanity from your shower tub combo. and toilet. So having the separation here, what's really cool about that is if you have two kids, the kids have an ability to, one be showering while the other one is maybe brushing their teeth. There's a little bit of an ability to kind of both use the bathroom at the same time that you don't always get. But because how they separate it, you definitely could, get that effect as well. And then next to the bathroom, again, for the two kids, are your two bedrooms. So bedroom one, which is over here, is a really good size, definitely bigger than the one downstairs. And this one, you're gonna have, again, your queen size bed, you have your nightstands, and you have your dresser as well. And they still did the recessed lighting up here as well, even though it's not on. So it's something you could easily do if you wanted it. But overall, great space, plenty of natural light as well, and great ceiling height to kind of go with it. And then again, just to finish it off, they did do the sliding doors with your standard closet size. And then next to the first bedroom upstairs is your second bedroom upstairs. And this bedroom, a little bit smaller, still do the queen size bed, still have the end tables or nightstands, but overall, still a good size space, probably either the smallest bedroom or same size as the one downstairs, but still a good size overall because we have those taller ceilings. We still also have our sliding doors for our closet and the window for natural light. And as you can see, there's plenty of natural light here because most days here in Florida are normally like this. Yes, we get rain. You gotta have rain, right? But ultimately, on the days we don't have rain, it's normally nice sunny skies and just really a great place to live and be able to entertain at and do stuff if you like to be outside in nature. So it's a big reason as to why people choose to move to and live here in Jacksonville. Now we still have one more thing we haven't gotten to yet. You may have already seen the door to it or the opening to it, but ultimately now is the time to see the primary bedroom with the feature that I absolutely love, which we don't see too often. So let's get into that right now. So with the primary, it is off your loft. We did save the best for last. But as you can see with this primary, they did the tray ceiling here as well. Again, this is why I love the tray ceilings. It just gives the room more height, makes them feel much larger, and it kind of tucks away the recessed lighting, which I think is kind of a cool touch as well. But with this space, right away you can see we have a huge amount of it. We have a king size bed, good size nightstands, have a couple chairs at the end over there as well, maybe like a little book nook kind of area. So the dresser as well. So there's tons of space in here despite having a fair amount of furniture. And in my opinion, that's normally a great sign because it really just shows you just how big the bedroom really is. Now that feature is gonna be right behind me, but before we go check out that amazing feature that we don't see too often, let's actually check out the bathroom first. So with this bathroom, right away you come in, it's more of like a galley style kind of bathroom in a sense, but you have your two vanities on the outer wall. You do have an additional storage space in the middle. And then on the other side, you actually have your shower, which I love the fact that it goes up to the ceiling with the tile. It's still that seamless glass. It's really just a nice clean look across the board and really just very elegant and really all you need. You can easily go much crazier with it from a design feature standpoint, but it's a nice clean look the way it is and definitely gets the job done. And I do like that wood look tile they used for the walls. And then in the primary closet, as you can see here, it's a pretty good size. Now, it would have been cool to see some more like custom closets in here to see, give you an idea what you could do with them. But I can tell you, you can almost make this like a mini office with how big it is. And ultimately, it would easily get the job done in that regard. So I do like the fact that it has this size, something that you expect to see of a house of this price point and location. But then finally, let's go ahead and get to that feature. This feature, like I said, we just don't see too often. I love when the builder has the ability to do this, and that is having your own private back balcony to come out to be able to hang out on a, maybe a nice cooler fall day, have a cup of coffee, maybe hang out on a summer day in the evening, and have a margarita or just a drink in general. Like, there's just different things you can do with this to be able to relax, get away from the kids, and truly be able to just hang out and enjoy that Jacksonville, that Florida lifestyle. And as you can see here, we get this nice preserved view. Not always a guarantee with every house or every floor plan. It all comes down to where the floor plans are located within the neighborhood, what lots are available. But as you can see, when you have that, it definitely does give you that much more privacy, that much more of a private feel that definitely goes a long way. So overall though, we are now gonna dive into where we're at today, who this builder is, what's the floor plan, and just why people choose to move to and live here in Jacksonville. All right, so that's gonna do it for this amazing floor plan. And honestly, for the price that it is, which you're gonna find out in just a moment, we're almost there. It's really an amazing floor plan as far as what it all gives you, whether if you're a first-time home buyer, if you're a new family, with young kids, or if you're a family that has older kids. Like, it definitely fits all those purposes. But overall, the reason why this is such a popular floor plan, popular builder, popular neighborhood or community is because of the fact that Jacksonville really is one of the premier cities in Florida people are choosing to move to and live in. And that's because of a lot of different aspects. Number one, we are in a prime location here in the state of Florida, being the fact that we're only 2 hours from Savannah, we're only 2.5 hours to Orlando, 4 hours from Tampa, 5 from Miami, and about 6 or 7 to Atlanta. So the reason I bring that up is because we are so conveniently placed with the way our highways are with I-95 and I-10, that whether if you're going north, south, or west, can't go east. If you go east, you're gonna end up in the water. But no matter which way you're going, it's very easy to get from place to place due to how our highways and our roads are structured here. In addition, here in this area, which we are in the Silverleaf community today, specifically we're in the Brook Forest neighborhood. But overall, the reason why this community is so popular is because it has some of the best schools, not just in the area, but in the whole state of Florida. So whereas in some cities and some locations, it's all about the private schools, and again, those are still options here, you do see that a lot of people here tend to go more the public school route because of how amazing those schools are. And then as far as, on a day-to-day basis, what is there to do? The great thing about living in Jacksonville is you have so much navigable water here. So whether if you just want to go on the boat for the day, if you want to go fishing, you want to go tubing, whatever the case may be, you have a lot of different options there. But also, if you like to go to different parks and whatnot, Jacksonville has a very diverse network of public parks to be able to go visit to and hang out in. One of which is Hannah Park, which isn't that far away from here, but that's just to give one example, but there are plenty others. In addition, we also have different sporting events that occur here, whether if it's the Jacksonville Jaguars with the football, if it's the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp with baseball, which they are a minor league baseball team affiliated with the Miami Marlins, or if it's even hockey with the Jacksonville Icemen, or arena football with the Jacksonville Sharks. You have a lot of different teams here, a lot of different sporting events to go to, which always gives you something to do on a day-to-day basis while living here in Jacksonville. So overall, it's great to have all those things to be able to go do. Even the beach is only about 30, maybe 45 minutes away from here. So that's also not too far away to be able to go for the day and hang out at the beach. But at the end of the day, with being in Silverleaf, you do end up in one of Jacksonville's master plan communities. We only have a handful of them here. And these master plan communities give you quite a bit of amenities within the community as well. So the crazy thing about Silverleaf is at the end of the day, when they do finish, they're gonna have, I believe, up to 10 amenity centers for the whole neighborhood. Right now they have one with a couple others close to completion. So overall, if you don't want to necessarily branch out too far away from your home, you also have plenty of amenities nearby to be able to hang out as well with their pools and their tennis courts and their pickleball courts and different things like that as well. And then as far as this neighborhood specifically, Brook Forest, the builder here, is Dreamfinder's Home, which was a builder that originated here in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, Dreamfinders Homes is actually associated with the Jacksonville Jaguars as well at the time of this video, so they're very much hand in hand. But Dreamfinders Homes does a really good job with their homes across the board, and a lot of their finishes, what's really cool for no matter what kind of buyer you are, they can find a house, a neighborhood that will fit your your budget and just what you want with the house. So that's the kind of stuff I love when it comes to builders, when they have different options. They're not dead set on just one specific route to go. And that includes being able to build from the ground up with them, or if you are in a rush or don't want to deal with design center and pick and choose everything, they also do have different inventory homes as well at all times to choose from that their designers have already customized to fit what most people will probably want. So again, that's a huge bonus as well. Now, this floor plan we're in today is one of their most popular floor plans. It's their Villano floor plan. It can go on their 40-foot wide or 50-foot wide home sites, so do keep that in mind. And this is gonna be a 4-bedroom floor plan, a 3-bathroom floor plan, as you saw today. And this floor plan, believe it or not, is 2,500 square feet. So it is a whole bunch of square footage for the fact that it can fit on a 40-foot wide home site. So that is also super impressive. Now, as far as the price, do keep in mind, it is always subject to change, but right now, the price of this floor plan sits around $485,000. And obviously, if you go up from there, depending on lot premiums and design center, depending on what you go and choose from there. But it's okay because right now, Dreamfinders is offering up some pretty good incentives as well. Those are also subject to change. But Dreamfinders incentives, if you buy a inventory home, they are buying down the rate right now. So that is a huge bonus in a time when rates are still a bit elevated. But they're also offering up some really good closing cost incentives to go with that as well when you use their preferred lender. Now, if you want to build from the ground up, they are offering up to $25,000, in some cases even more, for the design center options. So again, that's a huge savings on your part that they're giving to you to use to customize the house like this one, however you desire. So again, great when the builders are doing that. And right now, more than ever, we're seeing great incentives across the board with most of these builders. So if you want to know more about this builder, this floor plan, this neighborhood, what the current incentives are for any of the builders here in Silverleaf, reach out to me with a call, a text, an email. You can schedule time on my calendar. The link will be in the description of this video. And at the end of this video too, you will see a couple other videos and playlists to choose from if you want to see more model home tours just like this. But I'll catch you guys again on our next one.